Alright guys, today we're going to go over some notes that talk about inequalities. And an inequality will be anything that uses a greater than, less than, or less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So the symbols we need to know are the greater than, the less than, and the greater than or equal to, and the less than or equal to. Now, let's look at this first problem. Just like what we would do with solving equations, we're going to follow all the same steps. First, distribute, if there is one. So 4 times x, and then 4 times 3. I got 4x plus 12. Bring everything else down. Greater than negative 24. Now, what we're going to do, just like an equation, so just kind of ignore that symbol for the moment, move your numbers to the other side. So let's move this plus 12 by going minus 12. Those cancel. Negative 24 minus 12 is negative 36. So we've got 4 times x is greater than negative 36. Now my last step, I'm going to divide by 4, just like I would do normally, and I end up getting x is greater than negative 9. And that's it. So there's really not a whole lot different between solving inequalities and solving equations. What is different is the answer choices. Does this mean x is only one number greater than negative 9, or x is all numbers greater than 9? Good. It means all numbers greater than 9. Now, if it's greater than, does that include negative 9? Okay, let's think about it. Let's check. So, for example, if I was to put this solution on a number line, negative 9, let's put that right in the center. And let's circle so we remember where it is. Let's put some values above it, negative 8, negative 7. Some values below it, negative 10, negative 11. And now, let's think about x greater than negative 9. Am I going to include the answers over here, or am I going to include the answers over here? Good. Greater than, the number's bigger, you're going to shade this side. Just like that. Now, how can we check this? Let's pick a number greater than negative 9. Let's try... you know what? Let's use my favorite number to plug in, 0. 0 is greater than negative 9. So I'm going to go back to my original problem, and I'm going to go 4 times 0 plus 3, close parentheses, and see if that's greater than negative 24. 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. And is 12 greater than negative 24? Yeah, most definitely. Now let's check to see if a number smaller than negative 9 would work. So let's just try the next one, negative 10. So if I plugged in negative 10, I'd get 4 times negative 10 plus 3, and see if that's greater than negative 24. Well, negative 10 plus 3 is negative 7, and then 4 times negative 7 is actually negative 28. Now, be very careful with this. Negative 28 is more negative than negative 24. So this one is actually smaller, not greater than. So that statement is not true. So none of the numbers down here that are smaller than negative 9 are going to work for this solution. All right? Remember, whenever we're graphing our solution, what you're going to do is you're going to use an open circle, just like this, whenever you have a greater than or less than, because that means that number is not included. So for example, if we have a greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, we're going to give it a closed circle. It just means we include that number. Let's skip down to number 3, and I'll show you why it works like that. So, we're going to solve this just like all the other ones. Distribute first. So we've got negative 2x plus 8. Bring everything else down. Now, combine like terms. 7x minus 2x is 5x. and then move your numbers to one side. So I'm going to move them away from my x. 5x less than or equal to negative 10. And my last step, I'm going to divide by 5. And I get x is less than or equal to negative 2. So when I graph this one, put negative 2 here, circle it, put numbers larger, numbers smaller, and this one says x is less than or equal to negative 2. So which side are we going to shade in? Good, we're going to shade in the less than side. But since it has this or equal to, we're also going to include negative 2. And here is why. So earlier we didn't include negative 9. Let's try plugging negative 9 in. So let's do 4 times negative 9 plus 3 and see if that's greater than negative 24. Well, negative 9 plus 3 is negative 6. 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. So is negative 24 greater than negative 24? No, those are equal. So that doesn't work. That's why we cannot include negative 9. Now over here, if I plug in negative 2, so go back to your original, 7 times negative 2 minus 2 times negative 2 minus 4 is less than or equal to negative 2. When I plug all this in, that's going to be negative 14 minus, and that's going to be negative 2 times negative 6, which is positive 12, and negative 14 plus 12 is negative 2. Now, is negative 2 less than or equal to negative 2? Yes, because it's got that or equal to. That's why we include this bubble. That's why we don't include this bubble. I'm going to make part 2, and we'll work number 2 and number 4.